Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ask a Priest. This Friday, June 19th, is a big feast day in the life of the church. It's the most sacred heart of Jesus. It's a solemnity, not a holy day of obligation, but a solemnity, meaning it's sort of like a big Sunday Mass. We will have a Gloria and a Creed and two readings instead of one before the Gospel reading. And it's a solemnity because the church wants us to have a devotion to the most sacred heart of Jesus. So I wanted to talk about the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So first of all, where did it come from? Primarily the way we understand it now, it came from a private revelation to Margaret Mary Alacoque, who was a nun in France from the years 1673 to 1675. In those years, she had a private revelation from Jesus himself, who encouraged her or who asked her to spread a devotion to his most sacred heart. And the church has approved of these private revelations and encourages us also to have that devotion to the most sacred heart of Jesus. So why the heart? Because the heart is universally known as the place of love and affection within us. And so whose heart should we look to but Jesus himself? The greatest love that's come from anybody on earth is from Jesus, as he died on the cross for us, poured out his blood for us, had his heart pierced for us. And so we want to meditate on his great love for us, and through that meditation and devotion, we will have much fruit in our lives. And so as a way of encouraging us to have a devotion to the most sacred heart of Jesus, Jesus gave to Margaret Mary Alacoque the 12 promises for those who would have a devotion to his most sacred heart. So I'll go through these promises really quickly. Promise number 1, I will give them all the graces necessary in their state of life. So imagine in your state of life, if you are a married person, all the graces necessary to live a good and holy and fruitful marriage. In this particular time period, in this quarantine, I'm hearing about married couples who are really struggling more than ever, who are, perhaps bickering, fighting. Just maybe there's insults, disrespect happening, resentment. So these things are happening, and we definitely need Jesus to heal that. So that's a big thing. The grace is necessary to live that state of life. Promise number 2, Jesus says, I will establish peace in their homes. Again, very similar to number 1. To have that devotion will establish peace within the family, peace within the homes. Promise number 3, I will comfort them in all their afflictions. Promise number 4, I will be their secure refuge during life and above all in death. Promise number 5, I will bestow abundant blessings upon all their undertakings. Promise number 6, sinners will find in my heart the source and infinite ocean of mercy. Promise number 7, Jesus says, lukewarm souls shall become fervent. Promise number 8, fervent souls shall quickly mount to high perfection. Promise number 9, Jesus says, I will bless every place in which an image of my heart is exposed and honored. Promise number 10, I will give to priests the gift of touching the most hardened hearts. Promise number 11, those who shall promote this devotion shall have their names written in my heart. And promise number 12, I promise you in the excessive mercy of my heart that my all-powerful love will grant to all those who receive Holy Communion on the first Fridays in 9 consecutive months the grace of final perseverance. They shall not die in my disgrace, nor without receiving their sacraments. My divine heart shall be their safe refuge in this last moment. So Jesus is promising us great things for those of us who have a devotion to his most sacred heart. Now, I won't go really into all what it means to have an actual devotion, because there's a lot there, and that's something you could easily look up online, devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. But I did want to talk about a very concrete way that we can have a devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus that has come up in recent days, and that is what's called an enthronement to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, an enthronement of the home or an enthronement of the parish. And I'll talk more about the enthronement tomorrow in tomorrow's video, and specifically because on Friday we're going to have a parish enthronement to the most sacred heart of Jesus. And so that will actually follow the regularly scheduled 8 a.m. Mass, which will be a Mass for the Sacred Heart of Jesus, but immediately following that Mass will be the parish enthronement to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and that will be live streamed as well. So looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks, and God bless.